lot of us, when we first start our YouTube channels, feel like we need to be, like super hyperactive with a lot of energy, talking loud and fast, but not all of us are like that. I think why people are like that to begin with is because they think that's how people are going to find them interesting. And honestly, that could not be further from the truth. People want to see you as you, your authentic self. Nobody wants to see a Casey Neistat 2.0 or Sarah Dietschy 2.0. Nobody cares about that. They have the originals and they're going to stick with the originals. Be you and be authentic to yourself. With that being said, there's nothing wrong with looking up to those creators and even emulating those creators and seeing what they did and, you know, mix and match all the different things from the creators that you love to create some of your own style. All of that is perfect, and I think that's a necessity for creating content. I think the big thing is don't try to copy somebody else's personality. You need to be true to yourself. I think a good way to put it is we all kind of catch the McKinnonitis disease. At least that's what I'm going to call it. The McKinnonitis disease. And essentially what the McKinnonitis disease is you probably already guessed it, we all want to be like Peter McKinnon when we start, especially us of those who are focusing on filmmaking kind of content. We feel the need to be essentially a Peter McKinnon 2.0. Let's stop denying the fact that we've all been there, all right? Something I've noticed that I've done in the past is I've let my perfectionism get in front of my creativity, and then I wouldn't end up making anything because I wouldn't be happy with what I made. Because I'm like, well, would this be Peter McKinnon approved? Probably not. I'm not gonna post it. And you can see how that is so hindering to any creative. Just stop comparing yourself to people that have been doing this for a long time, who are totally different than you and have a different style than you. You don't need to be them to be successful. One thing I've learned about creating content is creating the content that I like, that's true to myself. Because I've made content in the past before that really tailored to things that weren't particularly my interest. Now, I've always done filmmaking content and I love filmmaking, but let's say I may make a video about a certain particular camera a lot of times and kind of avoid making the content I want to create. Therefore, I'm calling in the people that I don't really want. I want to be able to be free to make the content I want to make. And if I'm calling in the people that expect me to make gear videos all the time, then that's what they're going to expect. So I'm calling in the wrong type of people. Now, if they like me for who I am and the content that I post, great, you're welcome to the channel. Anybody's welcome to the channel. But make sure to not put certain expectations on yourself by other people. Make the content kind of free range. You know, you may want to stay in somewhat of a niche. I love filmmaking and that's what this channel is about. But I also want to share the things that I love to do in my life and incorporate my filmmaking into that. So I don't always want to be talking about a certain camera or a certain lens. No, I want to be sharing stories and creating awesome memories and short films and docs and all that kind of stuff. So that's all encompassed by filmmaking, but it's not just specifically gear. Now, I love talking about gear, but that's not the only thing I love to talk about. So to wrap that up, essentially just be aware of the kind of people you're calling in to subscribe to your channel. I'm having to find things to prop my camera up on because my tripod broke inside my camera, so I haven't been able to use a tripod for quite a while. I'm still trying to find a place to get that fixed because, gosh, when you're trying to film like short films by yourself, it makes it so much easier to have a tripod. It's almost like a necessity. But it's been kind of fun trying to find different things to prop my camera on and, you know, work with trying to make the best angle I can out of that. But yeah, so need to get that thing fixed so I can get a tripod again. Hi, buddy. Your daddy cuddles. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Can I get a shaka? Yeah. This is definitely the coolest thing I've found so far to prop my camera on. I think it's so important to build an authentic foundation, because if you build an authentic foundation, you're gonna start bringing in the right people from the very beginning instead of accumulating some subscribers. Maybe that's a good thing to do, you know, accumulate some subscribers, find out there's There's a lot of waves coming. Find out if they want to stick around. They may fall in love with your personality. So it is kind of a good thing to somewhat clickbait to get some attention. And then the people that like you will end up subscribing to you. But if you're just making certain kind of content to please a certain crowd, you're not going to be calling in the people you want, because eventually you're going to be over making that kind of content and you want to go and create the content you want to make. So creating an authentic foundation is key. I'm going to move because there's a lot of waves right here, and I think the camera's going to get a bit wet. I love coming to the end of a jetty and sitting at the rock, like the last rock that's closest to the water. Get your adrenaline running when there's like a big wave coming. Probably not so smart to do with my camera, but whatever. There's some crabs over there. I'm trying to get close to them. I feel like we should live life like a crab. Crabs are just living on the edge. They don't care if any big waves, big life events are happening. They're living on the edge and they're doing it right. Ooh.